What's up, people? Welcome to another episode of the Chatting in the City podcast, brought to you by the V-TRaC Lab at the University of Ottawa. It is I, your humble host, Boaz, and I am here with one of my favorite people, Michel. How you doing, brother?
Doing well. How about you?
Not too bad. I was thinking, I haven't, because of the pandemic, I haven't actually seen you in person. I think we're coming up to a year. Right, like I usually see you
Mhm,
maybe like every 2 weeks, pull up to the
mhm.
shop, I get my haircut, we talk about life, art,
Yeah.
music, whatever's going on. And I always value those conversations, but obviously I haven't been able to, link with you. So I wanted
Mhm.
to basically check in with you, see how you're doing, and basically see how you've been keeping sane during this time.
Yeah. Before I start, I just want to say though, big shout out to you, boss. It's amazing how much you're being involving yourself into the community and into also the program that you're studying in school. I mean, every time I hear about you, you're trying to do this next level thing about, trying to bring people together, bring awareness and talk about like mental issues and stuff like that. And I think that the city really needs to understand what you're trying to do and what a lot of people just like you are doing out there. And it's adding up to the well-being of our community. And man, thank you for that.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate that.
And for those that don't know, I'm a hairstylist slash barber, and I am Boaz barber. So we are really used to kind of like have those conversation, really deep conversation. He's one of the client that I look forward to cut because we always get to kind of push the topic and really go a little bit further into intellectual conversation. So yeah.
Yeah, as you can tell, the guy's got the look at his hair. Y'all can see the hair. If you're listening, bro, like if you're listening to this on Spotify, just take a moment, come to the IGTV or YouTube, whatever. Check out this guy's hair. He's always styling on everybody.
Hey man, I mean the fact that we've been quarantined in lockdown, I haven't really been able to go see my hairstylist,
Right.
and I got sisters around, so they kind of always been pushing the self care. So I was like, you know what, I need to stop being this little prince and waiting to get my hair washed like usual. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna take care of myself for once, straight up.
That's hilarious. Oh, all right. So I guess in the year that I've been linked with you, what have you been up to? What are you doing now? What's going on?
I think that it's been a very long process for myself, like getting in touch with my inner self.
Mm,
One thing that the lockdown and the quarantine in general taught me is to really take the time sometimes to step back from the lies, step back from the social connection with people, and just spend some time with yourself. And I think we all like to say that, okay, I do give myself some me time here and there. But I felt after this lockdown, I felt like, wow, I haven't been doing this, how much I said I've been doing it. And it brought me a lot of good, man. So I spent a whole lot of time reading, writing, checking some online courses for free. Shout out to
mm,
Miguel.
nice.
I'll talk about them a little bit later if we get the chance to. And spending a whole lot of time with the family, man, especially since I moved back to my parents about a year and a half now.
Mm,
It's been great, like well, I was able to tighten the strain between us and just spend a whole lot of time with them, especially since they might retire real soon and flying back home. So now it's really a good time to spend time with them. Yeah.
nice, nice. And I've seen that you've been out here. You're doing the most with outdoor stuff. This guy's snowboarding, you're skating, you're doing all this stuff. What's that been like? When did you start snowboarding?
I started snowboarding the first time last year. It was around the end of February, so like really at the end of the winterish.
Mhm.
And honestly, it's been something I've been trying to do for a long time. And
Right.
if you've been around and you know me for a long time, like the friends out there probably heard me like saying, "Yo, I want to do snowboarding," because I just feel like it's the coolest thing, the coolest activity to do during the winter. Like and I'm on top of myself, but with my fellow Black people out there. But we really used to, hibernate during the winter.
Yeah.
You know, we stay inside, we play 2K, we kick it with some people, maybe here and there, but we really stay inside. And for myself, I've always been having the need to be free outdoor, so doing things and always seeing people and just like always constantly doing something a bit crazy every time, like it gets my life going. So picking up snowboarding was just like the right thing to do. And I've been saying like I wanted to do it for a long time. So I was like, you know what? let's just get this shit done already. Like let's just get right to it. And so I started last year. Went to Camp Fortune with a friend, and I gotta say, man, that shit was brutal, man. If it wasn't for the helmet, I would have caught like 7 concussions.
Uh,
They make it look really easy on TV, man. All those guys in the Olympics, those women, wow, man, y'all make it look so goddamn easy. But
that's why they're in the Olympics. They're
you
nice
know
with
what I
it.
mean? At the point that they just make it look so easy. Yeah.
Right. Like personally, for me, you're right. There's a thing where black people in winter, they just we don't connect. Right. There's like it's too cold outside. Nobody wants to do anything. Like I haven't been skating in like 10 years.
Damn.
Yeah. So
You need to get your ass out there, bro.
yeah, 10 years, and then I want to try snowboarding as well.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, I'm scared. I don't want to break my legs. I like having my legs. Um, something I'll never try is skiing. Skiing terrifies me.
I get that.
I have a fear that I'll be going down a hill it's not even that steep. I'll be going down the hill, and then I'll wipe out, and then the skis will impale me, and then that's how I'm gonna go out. I don't want to go out like
One
that.
leg goes this way, the other one goes that way. And just like, sure.
I don't want to go
Yeah.
out like that. No. But yeah, snowboarding looks so fun.
Yeah. I think that, like with all these new activities that we get to start here and there in our life, like this whole perception of like, yo, it might be dangerous. I'm not bringing myself and stuff like that. I think that it's really the blockage. That's what stopped us from doing all those new things.
Mm.
And if you think about it, you know, just living your career during the winter or walking down the street during the summer, there's so many accidents that could happen. You know what I
True.
mean? So if some of those accidents can happen randomly and there's nothing you can do, what about just going for the ones that, you know what, you're expecting it, but at least you were aiming for something really interesting and exciting for your life? So that's kind of
I
my
get your
take.
point. I get your point, but I'm gonna stick with my. See, there's a difference. Like snowboarding scares me, right? But
Yeah.
skiing terrifies me. There's a difference. Like fear, I can deal with fear. That's whatever. I like doing
There
that.
you go.
Something scares me. I want to go and do it. But like terror, I'm not doing skiing. That's just no, 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 no. Maybe if I do snowboarding, I'm like, okay, I'm getting better at this. I know how to
Mm,
balance myself and all that. Then I can move over
yeah.
to skiing and try it. But
Yeah.
for now, no skiing.
Hey, from a brother that tries snowboarding, I gotta tell you this. This whole like, I got a good balance, I'm gonna be straight. I said that thing so many times, but once you get on that board and you go down that slope, yeah, man, it's a whole new world. I tell you this, man. Yeah, for a while, I was thinking, you know what? Maybe I should switch to ski, man, because at least you're going down forward, all your feet are parallel,
Mhm.
like you straight. But I think it's the beauty of snowboarding. I just thought it was always cooler, and yeah, man, go try it out. If you need someone to break your neck with, pull up with me, man. We're out here just being reckless and just trying things. Hopefully we don't break anything, and if we do, hopefully it's gonna patch up real quickly. But life.
Dude, I can already picture the news report. Two black males were seen at Camp Fortune. They broke their necks on the first try, and now they're in the hospital.
Straight up, but it takes a whole lot of guts and confidence to do this thing, man. That's what I've learned, because I had the chance to have a friend that used to snowboard for a while, and he decided to just stop, like he done his time, and
Mm.
he sold me all his equipment for like $100. So that was a crazy deal. Shout out to my boy Yvonne out there. And that gave me the chance to just go practice at this hill in Orleans. I don't know if you're familiar with Greens Creek.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right off the 417 highway. And I went there and I just been practicing, at least just be able to get up, to control your speed, to brake. That is the most important thing I gotta say out there if you're learning how to snowboard. Learn how to brake first.
It's the turn, right?
It's the turn, it's kind of being like, yeah, it's super important, man. Because I feel like if you're going too fast, but at least you know how to brake, you're Gucci. So yeah.
That's a steep hill, bro. Greens Creek. That's not a joke.
It's not a joke, but this is why it's the best place to practice. If you can master that one, then once you
That's
go
true.
down the ski slope, I can fortune or wherever, like at least you know the fundamentals. And I think this is the most important thing. Yeah.
Fundamentals. I like that.
Mm.
I want to shift the convo a little bit. So last year you put together a Black History Month party, which was
Mhm.
fun. Shout
Yeah.
out to Fatu. And it's Black History Month right now, and I've been thinking a lot. like I was thinking to myself, being the son of immigrants, my parents are immigrants, so am I. I was born in Africa and I grew up there. I don't really know much about Black Canadian history, right? Whenever we always think about Black History Month, I always feel like we seem to sort of be gravitate towards Black American history and what that means, right? Because it's such a big thing, right? And we don't really talk about, or at least I don't really think about Black Canadian history.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was thinking to myself, like, first of all, I guess, why is it that we don't hear that much about what happened here? There's this whole, I was talking to a friend before this, and he told me that there's a book called Black Canadians, and it
Mm-hmm.
basically covers the journey of basically Canadians who are Black in Canada here. And it kind of touches on the fact that I can't remember when, but way back in probably 1800s, there were a bunch of American soldiers who, um, I think it was after the Civil War, they
Mm-hmm.
left America and they moved up north to Nova Scotia, the East Coast, and they married into the communities that were already there. And so
Mm-hmm.
from there, we get the original Black Canadians, and they kind of spread out across the country. There's communities in Toronto. I'm sure there's communities here in Ottawa as well, Black of the original Black Canadians who were mixed with the natives who were living in Nova Scotia.
Mm-hmm.
And like I only found out about that I think last year. I never known about that. I don't think many people know about that either. So I was just thinking, like, we're celebrating Black history, but we don't really focusing on the Black history aspect of it, especially
Mm-hmm.
people like myself who are not born here, we're not from here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering what you think about that.
I mean, you're totally right. I mean, like you said, we tend to gravitate more to the American Black history, right? Because I think that they're the one that been the most vocal about it, and they're the one that kind of had to, because man, they have it a lot more difficult down there, man. Shout out to all my brothers and sisters in the States, man. Like they have it really difficult compared to us Canadian, you know. And I think it is also the righteous thing to look into the Black history of Canadian, because I mean, like we here, and there's some people that did great things for us here too, right?
Yeah.
And that's definitely something that I would have also to put the focus on, because I haven't done that. To me, Black History Month is another way to celebrate myself, my parents, my sister, brothers, like my neighbors, is to celebrate the power that is within us. Is to celebrate our intellectuals, to celebrate the freedom that we have within and that we should spread out. You know what I mean? That's how I always saw it. I feel like Black History Month is the month where you kind of like, keep your head up a little bit higher.
Mm,
You're like, this is ours. We here to celebrate, and hopefully whatever energy we're supposed to accumulate and gather during this month, we just spread it throughout the whole year. You know,
right.
that's kind of how I've been personally celebrating. I think that it could be done a little more while being in touch with the history. Most definitely, I don't know enough about it. I'm not even the guy to talk about it much. I think that what I was able to take from those people is the philosophy and the ideology of how the Black man should be, you know?
Mm,
And I think to me, the way that we should be is to remember that we are human first. Remember that we are soul first. And once you remember that you are energy first, then you really unlock this inner power that is within you that we have. You know what I mean? And this goes for everybody, but I'm really talking to, my Black folks out there. And I'm just like, this month is really to get in touch with that inner energy, and to remember the people that were aware of that energy and used it to power their ideas of how we should be seen by the world, how we should be seen by each other, how we be
mm,
feeling. And as soon as you're able to channel into that energy, hold on to that like a radio station, and just like spread it all year long, spread it to your peers in the street. Like there's this one thing that I always kind of found it really crazy for the longest time. It was the lack of how can I say this, of energy sharing within us. We see each other in the streets, and most of the time we're just gonna look away, or we're gonna look at each other up and down and just kind of like, okay, I'm
mm,
like better than you, or like, who are you to think that you can walk this way or dress this way, and all this nonsense. And I became super aware of that because obviously subconsciously we all do it because we've been programmed to do so. You know what I mean? So, you know, taking the time to say, hey, taking the time to just, nod, smile, and say, you beautiful, like, have a good day. I feel like this is how you celebrate Black History Month. This is how you celebrate the work of those that have been there before us that paved the way for our freedom. I think that's how we're supposed to do it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I think you're right about that. It's in the language, right? We always talk about, show love, show love, whatever. But it's like, in the end of the day, we don't really do it, right? Like you said,
Mm-hmm.
you see people, you just kind of like, you don't even look at them, you just look away. You're like, yeah, you're nothing. You
Mm-hmm.
don't take the time to even to do the least, and maybe nod and say whatever,
Yeah.
just a nod, or go as far as to say good morning, good afternoon, whatever, how are you doing, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's got to be more.
Smile
It's
most
that's
of the
just
more than you smile to anybody else,
right.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be limited to just Black people. It should be everybody. Like, it's like you said, if you want to share the energy, obviously, that's a way of putting it. People are like, oh, you're talking about energy. What does that mean? Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a different way of describing the same things. It's like just social interaction. It's the
Yeah.
same thing, right?
Yeah.
If you just, in a way, whatever, show love, spread love, then you get
Mm-hmm.
that back as well. It's just how it is. But
Definitely do, man.
yeah, I guess
And I
it's
feel like
go on.
when I was saying like I was talking more about Black people, obviously you're right. We should spread the energy with any living, creature out there, from human, animals, whatever. But the reason why I'm really more specific about Black people is because we've been lacking doing that for so many years.
Mm,
And this is mostly because of the design. You know, the designs have been set on us, it's been forced on us, and we've been continuing his malicious um process, I guess, by just not saying hi to each other, not smiling to each other, not saying, "Hey, dude, I like your clothes, man. Hey, yo, I like what do you use for your hair, man. Your hair look amazing." Little stuff like that. I'm not telling you to go defend any Black man in the street or women that's getting bullied by someone, which I will probably do actually. But I'm just saying, it's the little gestures. I mean, it's showing extra love. We got to show extra love because we've been
mm,
lacking love. You know, you're not gonna give more water to a plant that's being watered every week. You're gonna give some more to the one that's about to die. You're gonna
mm.
take care of that one a little bit more. You're gonna show it a bit more attention just because it's been lacking of it for a while. And this is what you do until they understand that there's a better way to grow. You know what I mean? And until that point, then I'm gonna give that extra love every time I can.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. In your mind, what does Black History Month look like, ideally speaking, in a perfect world?
In a perfect world, I think it's just remembering where we came from,
Mm,
remembering the pain that we went through, and also celebrating our success.
mm,
Like, I'm able to get this job now. I'm able to go to this place, walk in, and I don't feel this insecurity or this feeling like I don't belong anymore. I gotta celebrate that.
right.
I gotta celebrate the fact that the world is starting to see us differently, or like the way that we're supposed to be seen. We got to celebrate the fact that a lot of us are getting that confidence back. So this is what really Black History Month is for me. Is yes, remembering those that paved the way, but remembering the ideology and the philosophy of those people, to me, is the ultimate. If you can remember that energy that person had when they were screaming, "I have a dream," and then they were trying to get people together to realize, like, yo, you are a diamond. You might be in the rough, but oh man, you shining. Like, be able to remember that and to spread the energy. To me, that's how you celebrate Black History Month. You know.
Nice. I like that. Remember the
Yeah. What about you?
philosophies, and if you remember the philosophies, you're able to essentially live the philosophy and push it
Yeah.
forward, right? Pay it forward. Nice.
Because I mean, like, what's the point to just remember the date and what someone did if you still, lacking that confidence? You still lacking this self-awareness. You're still lacking the love for the next person. What's the point? What's the point to know all these dates and all these names if you don't even like live the energy and the awareness that they were trying to put, in front of you? You know what I mean? If you don't get that, then to me, there's no point just like, oh my God, like Black History Month. Thank you for this person, this date that changed the world. That's cool. But like,
Yeah.
if you're still in the box that our oppressors put us in, and you just celebrate those things without really, feeling that energy, I don't know. To me, it's kind of useless. But that's my
Yeah,
point.
you just let it pass you by. Yeah, I agree with
Yeah.
that. Because that's why, maybe that's why this month I've been thinking, like, what does it mean to me being obviously an immigrant who didn't grow up here, trying to
Mm-hmm.
understand, because I'm trying to understand what Black Canadian history is. I don't know it, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, I went to school here and all that stuff, but like we weren't taught about it, so I don't really know what it is. Like you said, it's something that I need to look into myself. I have to
Mm-hmm.
take that prerogative, make sure I actually learn about it myself. So yeah, it's about time. And obviously, you see people talking about, social media, happy Black History Month, happy Black History Month, whatever. But you don't know to what extent they're actually thinking about the month itself and what it means, what
Mm-hmm.
the characters and the people who, got us here mean to them,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think too, like, past the names of the Americans and Canadian that paved the way for us, I think that Black History Month is also a good time to go back to, the culture, go back to, like, the values of your country, understanding the clans, understanding
Mm,
like the energy, the belief of the time, and bring it back here. Like, if I go and I start talking about Burundi, which is where my parents were from, then I have to bring up the drums. We're known for our drums and for the energy that we bring to them. So I think that Black History Month should be about that. Like celebrating the the assets and features of all the countries that make us the culture. You know what I mean? Like, it should be not just about Americans that made it possible for us to be free and stuff like that. It should be like, let's go all the way back. Let's go way back and let's just like celebrate our colors, celebrate all the animals of the countries.
right.
And yeah, man, pretty much.
I like that. I like that. In a way, like, at least for us, we're immigrants, kind of married the two, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we're immigrants, but we're also Canadians. But it's like, well, we got to bring the two together to actually have this. It creates something new, something different. Like you said, think
Yeah.
about the clans, the totems of the clans, stuff like that. The
Yeah.
drums for you, the dances for me in Rwanda, stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like
Straight
that.
up. That would be a really cool thing if like during Black History Month, everybody will bring like one little fact about the country, one little fact about the culture, and just put it out there. Boom. We're celebrating those little things that make
Right.
us Black people Black. And for those that don't know about, the history and where they come from, like, unfortunately, a lot of Americans, celebrating other cultures, just being aware of what all those different countries are doing and how finding all the similarities between those habits and pieces of culture and putting it all together and be like, wow, like at the end of the day, maybe I don't know where I come from, but I know I come from this land.
Right.
Period. Period. I come from the land. So if you don't know where you're coming from, just learn about the majority. Learn about like, what makes Africans Africans.
True. And if you got the cash, there's 23andMe. There's all this other stuff you can do. Send in your DNA, they'll tell you what you
Oh
got.
yeah, man. I
Unless
was
you're a
just
conspiracy theorist and you think that they're gonna try to, like, use your DNA to, like, spread it at
yeah,
a murder scene or something.
yeah. I mean, there's so much we can control, right? It's like the guy looking at me through my webcam when I'm changing because my laptop is still open, but the little green light is off, but someone can see me. Yeah, man. What can I say? I hope this guy is enjoying the show at least. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't
That's
control a lot of
funny.
this shit. So most definitely, man. Like getting a chance to go back home, and it's funny that we talk about getting in touch with our culture because I was just watching the documentary of Samuel L. Jackson that he dropped not too long ago. And he talks about slavery. He goes back himself to like he go back to history and like those places in the world where it happened. And one cool thing he did is that he went all the way back home to Gabon, right? And
Mm,
he found out first, like he sent his DNA, he found out where he was from, and then he went through the whole process of getting like initiated to his clan, his actual clan, and it's a beautiful thing. And I think that everyone out there that either like unaware of where they come from or are but are not born there, put it in your bucket list. Like I want to go back home and get initiated to my clan. I
right.
want to go back home and see our people. Go see the shaman and ask him, "Yo, I'm the lost child. and I came back and I want to get baptized by us. You know, I think that's a cool thing too.
Nice. I like that. All right, so
Yeah.
we're coming towards the end of it, and I wanna keep this little thing going. So we just started last episode doing a thing called the PSA, right? So
Mhm.
promote, share, and ask, right? Instead of public service announcement, promote, share, and ask. And I'm gonna give you a chance to promote whatever it is. Maybe you want to talk about Miguel's. Just promote whatever it is you feel like promoting, and then I'm gonna share a little something. I guess in this
Okay.
context, we usually share art and music and stuff like that, and movies. I'll share
Mm.
something about that, and then you get to ask me a question, right? Because I've been asking you all these questions, so you get to ask me a
Okay.
question.
Yeah, go for it.
So yeah, what do you have to promote?
Uh, Quick thing like that. I would just tell all my youngins and anybody out there really to really start to take it more into finance. You know what I mean? Like this is the greatest time of all time. I think that we have to really sit down and take the time to be like, okay, this is my financial, position. Like this is where I am right now. Where do I want to go? How can I achieve those? And there are so many programs out there. There are, you know, amazing podcasts too on Spotify. I would have to go and find the name right now, but there's some great ones out there. Actually, for those that are not aware yet, get on Clubhouse. You know what I'm saying, get on Clubhouse. There's some people out there that are every Wednesday. I think. Let me see if I can find the name of the actual Clubhouse I've been joining here and there. It's happening every Wednesday. It's a really cool one. Let's see if I can find it without losing too much time.
Yeah, what is Clubhouse? I keep hearing about Clubhouse, but obviously I'm
Uh,
not on.
to me, Clubhouse is like a live podcast network where people just get in rooms that's people create themselves, and then they talk about um, certain topics that they want. It could be
Right.
anything. Like there's so many black-owned rooms that are talking about finance and stuff that you can find out there. There's people talking about depression. There's people talking about the use of OnlyFans. Like, dude, it's
Right.
1 a.m. I was still awake. There's a notification that pops on my phone, and it's just like bad people just talking about OnlyFans. How this girl's making 200K and pay more than a doctor. You know.
Get that money.
Yeah, so stuff like that. But in terms of those podcasts that I know, there's one that crossed my mind right away, and it's Not All Millennials by Champagne Kia.
Not all millennials.
She's
Okay.
yeah, she's a local podcast artist, I'm gonna call her like that, and she's been great with her podcast, bringing different type of subject, and she's so well spoken. And I'm really proud of all the local people that are just like spreading good words out there and trying to help the community. So shout out to all of you guys. And
All right, I'm gonna check that out. I just found it right here. Not all millennials. Nice. Okay.
yeah,
Anything else to promote?
read more. Holy shit, just read, man. Like I got this great book actually by Stephen Pressfield called Turning Pro.
Mm.
That's a really cool book. I suggest this one to everybody who just either be lacking that little spark when it comes to just doing what they're doing, because we all get caught up with like having dreams and having goals, but then we get distracted and sometimes we'll lose the attention and stuff like that to get back into that tunnel vision. And this book is all about that. And it's been really helpful for me. And I hope that helps some people out there for sure.
Nice, nice. Okay, okay. I like that. Clubhouse, the podcast, and Turning Pro. That's nice.
Yeah.
For me, share. Uh, I started watching. There's this TV show. Bryan Cranston. He's doing a
Okay.
show called Your Honor, and I think this guy is gonna win all the awards. I think there's 7 episodes in. They drop an episode every week, every Sunday. And yeah, man, like we usually talk about TV, movies, music, stuff like that. So yeah, if you got the time, Your Honor, check that out.
Yeah.
To I'll give a little teaser about the show. So Bryan Cranston is a judge in New Orleans,
Okay.
and his son basically does what it, what do they call it? Like gets into an accident,
Mm-hmm.
and then instead of obviously calling them, calling the ambulance, calling for help, he just dips, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's Bryan Cranston trying to get his son out of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And bro, it's really good.
I'm gonna check that out.
Like really good,
Check that
really
out.
good. Like not
I'm gonna
many
give it
shows make me anxious, but this show just every time, bro. Like they get me.
a
They get me every time. It's wild.
That's amazing. A movie I could put out there though, Quinn and Slim
Queen and
on Prime
Slim, right?
Video. Amazing movie. I'm not gonna say too much about it. Just go watch it. It's the Black Bonnie and Clyde, straight up.
I still haven't seen that. I need to see that. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
go check that out, man. Amazing movie.
All right, your chance to ask me something.
What have you been doing to keep your sanity during these times? Because we're
Um,
locked in and we don't get to see people often. Like, so what do you do to just, what, when you're feeling down, you do this one thing, or just to keep your mind like focused? What do you do?
I've talked about that a little bit here, but it's always been like, exercise for me, right? Just
Mm-hmm.
physical activity, doing what I can. Before the snow, I'd go outside and go for runs every now and then. But I have some weights at home, so I try to make sure I work out basically every day.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't work out today, taking a break because can't be too wild. But the exercise is
Like,
important for
yeah.
me, and I feel like weirdly enough, still having school around has helped me because I have something I have to do,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I have all these things that I need to do, and it's like it kind of keeps my mind off of whatever's going on in the world, right? There's a
Mm-hmm.
virus going around everywhere, whatever, people losing their jobs, lives, all that stuff. So it's kind of like, we're with something that kind of just like you were talking about the book creates some tunnel vision for me, just makes me focus on this thing that I have to do right here, right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't get lost in all the thoughts of what's going on. So
Mm-hmm.
exercise, and I feel like just having something to do every day has
Mm-hmm.
helped me a lot. And sleeping, bro, I sleep a lot. Like I'm one of those people who like I always talk about this and people laugh at me, but if I don't sleep, if I don't sleep well,
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to be around me. I turn into an
That's
animal.
understandable.
I'm just like I'm not messing around, and like I've been reading more about sleep and finding out what sleep actually means and some of the things, the benefits. And if
Mm-hmm.
you're not sleeping, some of the disadvantages. And bro, everybody needs to sleep more. We don't get enough
Yeah.
sleep. We don't get enough consistent sleep. People who
Quality sleep.
yeah. And if you can like try to like sleep without using stuff like melatonin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because melatonin or the other drugs that they sell, they'll help you fall asleep much faster, but you won't be able to stay asleep for longer, right? And
Yeah.
the thing about
And
sleep
plus
is
your
you want to
body
get
kind of gets
quality sleep. Yeah.
that's it. And your body just get addicted to it. Can't
Yeah, it
even
gets
function
used to
without
it,
it.
and then you can't function without it. It's just so
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I guess those three things are come to mind:
Mm-hmm.
exercise, and I also we've been doing yoga. Me and some of the homies were doing
Oh
like weekly
yeah.
yoga sessions, so that kind of helps to exercise, the yoga, the school kind of keep me engaged, and then the sleep, and just
Mm-hmm.
when you need, if you need to take time off, bro, like rest. Like you don't need to, this is not it's not a sprint. We got
Mm-hmm.
time, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it.
One
Anything
thing I gotta
else?
put out there, man, 2021, and I'm talking all my mans out here, you know, put your ego aside, put the pride aside, this whole masculine thing, like do some yoga, god damn it. Like it is so good for you for so many reasons. And I'm a big advocate for it. Like I just started putting my mom on it. We've been doing a couple of sessions, it's been pretty
Nice.
cool. And the reason why I will continue to promote yoga is because it is for you. It's a practice of self-love. Not only you get to stretch, you get to work on your balance, but you practice conscious breathing, which is something so important that a lot of us don't get to do. We all think that, dude, if I'm alive, I'm breathing for sure. You know what I'm saying? But is it different when you consciously take the time to breathe,
Right.
and focus on your breathing? You send a whole lot more oxygen to your brain and your muscles, you will recover faster, you will live longer. Because, man, there's a lot of men out here that are really stiff, really stiff.
A lot of
And,
stress.
not only that would impact your life in terms of like your mobility and, you know, if you get kids and you're not able to play with them because all your life you were always sitting, you never stretch your hips, and now you have tight hips, chronic pain, and now you can't even bend over to pick up the little kid. Hey man, that's a big issue. And a lot of men, I got a couple friends that have been asking about, hey man, how do you just last longer in the bedroom? You feel me? And without going too deep into this, it's all about breathing again. You know, if you have this shallow breath, man, like you ain't gonna go too far.
This
And he
man
gonna
made a
call you a
pun.
minute name, man. You know, you don't
This
want to
guy
really
made
do
a pun without going too deep. But yo, let's not get too wild with this. But you're
Yes,
definitely
sir.
right. Like people, be like, oh yeah, yoga, it's not for men or whatever, bro. Like the sessions I'm doing with some of my friends, these so there's this guy, what's the channel? Breathe and Flow on YouTube. It's
Mhm.
this the couple, and they do different sessions for, like, let's say if you're just looking for like a light session for, like, just cool down, just a nice easy stretch for athletes. They have a bunch of playlists, and the one that we're following is, bro, it's rough. They're like
Mhm.
30 minutes long, but it's hard. It is hard.
You
So
gonna
like,
sweat the
yeah,
out
if
of
you
you,
think
bro.
if you're thinking yoga aimed for, like, it aimed for the man, I don't know what you're talking about.
And I dare any dude to go right now. I mean, once the lockdown and quarantine is kind of over, I dare any guy out there to go to a hot session yoga, finish that thing, and if you're not tired, if you're not sore the next day, I shut up forever. You feel me? Go try it out. Go try it out, man. That's all I can say.
Nice. All right, man. So we'll come up to it once again. Thank you. I haven't seen you in a while. I miss you, bro. But hopefully this whole thing can, everybody gets the vaccine. We actually start getting out there and seeing people, sharing the
For
love.
real. And hopefully the announcement is coming soon for when all the stores and shops can be reopening, and we hoping sometime next week. But if not, man, I'll see you when I see you. And thanks again for inviting me, and continue spreading love, man.
You're welcome, bro.
There
Always a
will never
pleasure.
be enough. I think that this is what create the energy. This is what I will say is celebrating Black History Month. What are you doing right now? You do every day. You help people. You talk. This is the energy I'm talking about. So continue your good work, man.
Respect.
See you soon.
Yeah. Hopefully the shops come back, because I need a haircut, man. I don't want to cut it myself. I'm gonna mess it up.
I got you, man. Hopefully, real soon.
Yes, sir. All right. Peace.
More power to you. One time.